If you have been stuck in your head thinking the same thing over and over again, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 simple but effective strategies that helped me come out of overthinking. I've been an overthinker all through my life, but last year was a tipping point. My guy suddenly fell sick. He recovered, but my mind didn't. I couldn't stop worrying. What if something bad happens to him again? What if something bad happens to somebody else that I love? How can I be prepared? Why did this even happen? I started having these thoughts to an extent that it started interfering with my life. That's when I realized I need to do something to deal with these thoughts. And I came across the book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. It helped me shift how I looked at my thoughts. And with few mindset shifts and small daily habits, I slowly found myself getting out of the loop of overthinking. I will share with you 6 of them today. All of them are independent of each other. I'll also leave the timestamps below for you. Even if one of them does not resonate with you, just move on to the next one, because even if you implement 1 or 2 of these things that resonate with you, I promise it is going to change your life. So let's start with the first thing that helped me, and it's surprisingly simple. Strategy 1, replace the thought by getting engaged. I found this very interesting idea in Dale Carnegie's book. Human brain can't think about 2 things at once. We can switch between the 2 tasks, but we cannot think about both the thoughts at the same time. Whenever I found myself going into the loop of overthinking, I used to immediately engage my mind in some activity, organizing my home, reading, watching a show, anything. Slowly I noticed that the spiraling stopped. Not because I fought with the thoughts, but because I gave them less room to grow. Strategy 2, trigger thoughts. Human brain is estimated to have 6,000 thoughts per day. Some of these thoughts just pop in and just go unnoticed, whereas there are some other thoughts we do notice. Some of these thoughts that we notice are positive thoughts which make us smile, and some of these thoughts are negative thoughts that suck us into the loop of overthinking. Imagine this. Your thoughts are like trains pulling into a very busy station. You can board it or you can just let it pass. Some trains take you to helpful places. Others take you in circles to dark, heavy places you don't need to visit. So next time a thought shows up and you notice yourself starting to spiral, pause and ask, do I really want to board this train? Do I want to go where it's taking me? Because you always have a choice to follow that thought or gently let it pass. Strategy 3, fact check your thoughts. The Dale Carnegie way. For example, I've always been a little scared of flying. Whenever my family travels, my brain jumps into the worst case scenario. But one line from Dale Carnegie's book really helped me. Ask yourself, what are the facts? So I did. The fact is, MIT researchers found that the risk of fatality in commercial aeroplanes is 1 in every 1 crore 37 lakh passengers boarding globally. The chances of something actually going wrong are extremely low. And that reminder grounded me. When you are overthinking, your brain is running a story. It feels real, but it's not often true. So the next time you're stuck in a thought loop, try this. Write down your worry, then you ask yourself, what do I know to be true? What are the actual facts here? You'll often find the story in your head is much scarier than the reality. And bringing in logic, gently not forcefully, can bring your mind back to the center. Strategy 4, Locus of Control. There are 2 types of things in life. Things you can control, like your actions, your effort, your habits, your responses. And things you can't, like what somebody else feels, how they feel about you, and what might happen tomorrow. But here's what most of us do, especially when we are anxious. We spend our energy on what we can't control, hoping it will somehow make us feel more secure. Instead, try this. Pause and ask yourself, is this in my control? If yes, great. Shift from the thought to action. If it's about health, make a small plan. If it's about work, take the next right step. But if it's not in your control, label it for what it is, a trigger thought. And like we talked about earlier, let it pass. You don't have to follow it. The small pause, this question, can turn your overthinking into clarity. Strategy 5, journaling or mental decluttering. You know those days where your brain feels like having 20 tabs open at the same time? That's what overthinking feels like. And journaling is like closing those tabs one by one. Whenever I sit down to journal, I feel so light afterwards because all the heavy thoughts from my head are shifted down onto the paper. So if you're someone who feels mentally cluttered, start with one line a day. No rules, no structure, just write whatever comes into your mind. Even one sentence can be a form of self-care. And if you want to dive deeper into journaling and understand different types of journaling for clarity and calm, I've made a video on it. I'll link it here. You can check it out after this video is done. Strategy 6, acceptance is peace. This one is hard but powerful. I used to constantly revisit my past, thinking about the old situations, why they happened, how I felt, what I could have done differently. I used to tell myself I'm learning from it, but honestly, it was just draining. I was trying to make sense of something that had already happened. And the more I tried to control my past with my thoughts, the worse it became. Then I read a line that stopped me. Accept what has happened and let it go. Not in a passive way, not in a way that avoids responsibility, but in a way that lets you stop fighting what can't be changed. There is a story in Dale Carnegie's book about a climber who lost her husband in a crash and also lost her legs. The next day, she gave a speech. When someone asked her where did she find the strength, she said, "It happened, I can't change it, I just need to move on." That is the power of acceptance. It brings you peace. Not because everything is fine, but because you're no longer stuck in the past trying to undo it. If overthinking hits you the hardest in the evenings after you come back from work, I've made a video on 6 habits to help you take back your evenings after work. I've linked it here, you can check it out. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Pratima. On this channel, we talk about growing with intention through small habits, mindset shifts, and honest self-reflection. If that is something you would be interested in, subscribe and follow through the journey. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.